How's it going, everyone? Jesus. So my name's Dan Mitchem. I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 15 seconds. It's been really good. A lot of ups and downs. A lot of bricks are being shit right here. You'll notice. I was born and raised here in California. I did grow up in Montana. And yeah, take those woos away from Montana. But then I came back down, thank God. Since I came back down in 2007, I met some of the most amazing people, a lot of good friendships and everything. I guess none of them could be here tonight, so I guess I'll talk to you guys. No, I'm kidding. I love you all, except for most of you. But no, it's weird growing up in Montana. Like, I was in a small town. There's no other races. It's just a small town of white people. Like, to give you an example, my first introduction to African American music was through the California Raisins. That's how weird it was up there. My family's a little odd too. Like, another example and everything, not being repetitive. But my uncle marries a woman who is my aunt and everything, and they got divorced. And a few years later, my mom marries one of my aunt's brothers. So my family tree is kind of more like a Celtic knot, which is really weird and it's hard to describe to people, but we'll go with it, I guess. Again, growing up in Montana was weird. We had dial-up internet. I'm sure you've all had that at one point in time. The worst part about dial-up internet was trying to watch porn. Because it's so slow, like half the time I'm masturbating, I don't even know if I'm looking at like 8-bit anime porn or like a victim from Cops. I'm just going with it and I'm making do with what I can. I did move down to California in 2007, again, thank God. And I'm going down, and there's that weird border patrol in California. And my friend on my right, who's here for shits and giggles, shotgun, is gay, and then I have all my shit packed in the back. That's a really weird connection, I guess. I didn't think of that. But still, we get to the border patrol, and the guy pulls us over, he stops, and he's like, do you have any pets or animals? I'm like, no. And he's like, do you guys have any fruits? And I just slowly do like a Stewie Griffin to my right. My friend is pissed off, but the guy's laughing his ass off, so he lets us do it, it was fine. But coming down to California, like coming from a small town to a big town, there's a lot of things you don't see in a small town. Like I'm driving on the road and everything, I slam on the brakes and pull over to the side. For the first time in my life, I look across the street and I see a real live prostitute. I'm taking pictures, I'm Snapchatting and shit. And I'm like, there should be tours of this stuff. Like, if you look to your left, you'll notice a whore in her natural habitat. The one on the right has a runny nose, that means she's full. Like, I would pay to go see this shit all the time. Really? There's lots of homeless people, obviously. That's really sad. A lot of them are talking to themselves. That's really weird, and you kind of like avoid them. I came up with a good way to help and give back to the environment and the people. I go around putting scripts in their hands so it looks like they're just preparing for a role. And I'm seeing good results. I'm seeing really good results. I work at Universal as well. Yeah, you'll hate it later. But I get asked the weirdest questions. Like, I had a lady the other day, she came up with like her 9-year-old son, and she's like, how old does my child have to be for me to just drop him off and leave him in the park on his own? My first thought, I don't know, how old do pedophiles not care anymore, I guess? Like, oh, here's old Timmy. Oh, he's 18. Sorry. But it's weird, like, I'm having a lot of weird trouble with women, I'm sure a lot of you do and everything. Like, one time I'm at a diner and this waitress lady is smoking hot. So I get, at the end of the meal and everything, I get the receipt and everything, and I take a $20 bill and I paperclip it to a condom. And I wrote on the receipt, which tip do you want first? Now I'm 86 from Denny's. Lastly, though, I'm talking to this other beautiful woman. And again, shitty luck. I'm talking to this beautiful young girl, and I'm like, you know what? You and I have so much in common. We are meant for each other. And she just looks at me and she goes, you know what? My mom really loves you to death. And I'm like, that old bag of bones? And she's like, Dad, she's 25. That was my uncle's story. I'm sorry I left on that one. Thank you very much.